Hello, welcome everybody. I am so excited to be here today and to really come to you guys with some really good information. This week has been amazing with Clubhouse, and I've got a lot to share with you. So, this is, let me get my mic straight here. Hey, Barry. Thank you. Thank you. So, I'm going to just jump right into it. Clubhouse is taking a different turn for me. So, they opened up something I think it was Sunday, or yeah, I want to say it was Sunday. They opened up the ability for us to have our own clubs. So just so I kind of map it out for you, the clubs are the actual like auditorium where you want to be at. You enter the theater and you have different rooms you can go into. Well, my club is that room or that auditorium. The way I chose a club, so my club is called All Things Allied Health. My background is in radiologic sciences. And I chose to do something different because there are so many clubs inside of Clubhouse that cater to nurses and doctors. I felt that why not do something that catered to every other professional in the medical field out there? And that's why I came up with All Things Allied Health. That was important because you have so many different genres in the medical field, and sometimes people only talk to nurses and doctors. And healthcare is so much broader than that. So I decided I made my own logo. I am not a designer, and it kind of goes up in there. I'm trying to see if I can share. I don't have my phone in here, but you can go, if you're in Clubhouse, you can go to Clubhouse and look at All Things Allied Health. It is an open room to anyone that wants to join, but I love it because I can have different rooms each day, each time of day. Anybody can schedule a room during there if they want to on whatever topic they want, as long as it aligns with my mission. My mission for that club is inside of the rules. So you'll make a club and you can put your basically how you want your club to function. What are the rules? Who can open rooms? You can make it closed where they have to reach out to you first. I personally didn't do that. I don't mind people making rooms, on topic, of course. It's not some clubs are all for debate and they're about certain topics. My club is about allied health, anything allied health, wellness. Hey, Swarthy, anything allied health, but it is not for anything negative or bullying or things like that. So I have that all in my rules. I do require that people follow me, and there are 3 administrators to my room. So you want to have people as backup. So in case for some reason you hit the wrong button and cancel yourself out, then you have backup people that can let you back in. So they're working on the algorithm and everything, and working on how the setup of Clubhouse goes. But it's pretty fun. I am excited to have. I'm excited to have my own club room. So that makes a lot of sense for me because I have another business, which is radiology. So I'm looking to actually network in that field. And I'm looking to network with other professionals in the allied health field who will work with me to build that business. We can work together, do projects together. So this way I'm able to host them and have a platform for them to be able to talk about their businesses, what they do, their love for their field, in the medical field, and we can connect. It's all about connecting in Clubhouse, not so much what you're selling or your service, but your connection. So I am really excited about that to see where that goes. I'm not done setting up. I'm still learning. So I run rooms in another club that I'm a part of. And it is a club where a lady and I both came in Clubhouse together. And she started a club. Her club has, I think, about 20-something thousand people in it now. She literally just started it December. I think it was December. She has like 20-something thousand people inside of this club. And she is the coolest. She's been so helpful to me to help me get my club off the ground, to help me to see how I want to make it work for me, how I want to service people in that club, what rules do I want to set up. Like, it's so much. The networking in Clubhouse for me has been no complaints. Everyone's been very helpful. That is the other thing that I would say. The networking is beyond just business. You can network with people just to help you out, just to have that little support that you need to bounce ideas off of. I met a girl through Clubhouse and I joined her mastermind, and it is like chefs and mixologists and people that write grants. And we literally come together 2 times a week to bounce ideas off of each other. And it is really, I've gotten so many resources from that group of women that I would have never, ever been able to meet before. And so that's why I think the networking in Clubhouse has been just really beneficial. I think if you're on Clubhouse and you're not in there for the networking, maybe you just go and listen in rooms. Try to get on stage. That when I say get on stage, which you have a feature to raise your hand. You can raise your hand and get on stage if they invite you on the stage, and you can have a chance to speak about whatever the topic is. I highly encourage that because you will be able to, people will be able to see you. So when you get on stage, they can click on your picture and then they can just say, oh, this is what this person looks like. This is what their bio reads. So you tell them all about yourself or what you want them to know in the bio. They're able to also click on your Instagram and click on your Twitter. It's only Twitter and Instagram that are connected. They're able to click on both. And you're able to actually, follow people if you want. You could DM them that way if you wanted. I don't put my email address in my bio because I don't really function a lot with emails. It's all on how you want to personally be connected. Some people don't connect their Instagram and Twitter. Those are the only clickable links in your bio for people to be able to reach you. What else about the networking? So, hey, Edward. Hello. Thank you so much. Got a new subscriber there. Welcome, Edward. We are talking about networking on Clubhouse. So I actually, every Thursday, I host a room with 5 other professionals. They all are women. We weren't really gunning for women. But those are the people that I connected with, were 5 women that I've worked with in other avenues. And they chose to do an event with me. And it went so well the other week that they were like, okay, so why don't we, there you go. Yeah. Hey, Swarthy. So it went so well the other time that we were able to actually, I'm trying to disconnect. Sorry about that. There we go. It went so well the other week that we decided to make it a weekly thing. So every Thursday at 2 p.m. And I'm going to tell you the background. This is how Clubhouse works. So my background is in the medical field. I have a registered nurse who's a plant-based chef as well. She's one of the speakers. I have a branding and photography specialist, a ballerina who teaches bar classes online from London, a virtual assistant, and a chef / baker. And that's it. Yeah. So look at that variety in people coming together. It's so cool how in Clubhouse you can network with individuals like that. So we come together each week and we talk about entrepreneurship, what it looks like. So this week we were talking about stress as an entrepreneur, how to take away the stress. And it was a Q&A. So anyone can get on stage, share what tips they have for dealing with stress as an entrepreneur, or what tips they have or questions they have about dealing with stress. We had some really good questions. We were able to connect. I think my Instagram followers went up by like 4 or 5 just from that 1 hour of being on there. Got some nice DMs from a couple of people thanking me for running the room. And I'll tell you this. So one of the people commented that they appreciated the room because most entrepreneurship rooms in Clubhouse that they have experienced were like 7-figure, 6-figure people. You'll never get on the stage unless you're, in that circle of people. And a lot of people are coming into entrepreneurship really genuinely wanting to learn. And if you never get your questions answered, you really don't have an opportunity to network, then you're just sitting in the audience listening. That's not how everybody learns. Some people do fine with sitting in the audience listening, but others need to raise their hand, get on stage and ask questions and get feedback for their questions and to be heard. And then part of it is just as an entrepreneur to see if you, like one girl, her question was, when her customers don't respond back to her in a timely fashion, it holds up her being able to deliver the service that they paid her for. So one entrepreneur gave the answer that, well, that's on them. They already paid you. So, your job is done, which I understand that as well. You can't make people respond to you. But on the flip side, and I was just coming in as another voice coming from a customer side of point of view, which was, hey, think about it from this way. Everybody communicates differently. If you email me, I probably won't answer back quickly. Now, if you text me or, send some kind of instant message through social media, I probably will answer you a lot faster than email. So you have to find out from the beginning how your customer wants to be communicated with. That is the first tip I gave her. And the other tip is, when I've hired like business coaches, because of my personality, if I find that this needs to be done, I just try to do it first before I reach out to my business coach or the person I hired. It's like I'm the type to figure it out first and then ask questions. And if you can't figure it out, that's when you go get the questions answered. But I really don't want to bother the person. Even though I paid them, it's still this thing of I don't want to bother them. So if you think of it in that way, and that's what my suggestion to her was, think about maybe instead of the person just not wanting to respond to you, think about from their point of view, maybe their personality is the kind of they don't want to bother you, even though they paid you and that's what you're there for. I've had a business coach reach out and say, hey, I need you to send me some stuff, make me feel like I'm working for what you paid me for, So then I was like, oh, okay, they really don't mind me, because you feel like you're flooding them with unnecessary questions, or I should know this already. Why in the world am I bugging this person? I should know what a caption is. I should know what a hashtag for this is, or, things like that, or whatever it is. So she was really appreciative because we all come from different backgrounds. Some of us have been in entrepreneurship for 40 years. We have people that have been in entrepreneurship for 1 year. So we have a variety of backgrounds, experience, and different point of views. So we are able to actually give information to people to where they're like, oh, okay, I like the point you made and I like the point you made, put it together and it might work for them. And that is the beautiful thing about networking. Several of the people in the audience, our room only runs like an hour, but I'll tell you the connections that other people made. People were following each other. They weren't just following me or following the other speakers on the panel. They were also following other people in the audience. So you don't have to be on the stage to make network connections. A lot of times I would just go in rooms and look through the audience and see if it's a topic that, attracts me or is of interest to me. I'll just go in the audience and see, go through people's bio, click on their picture, read their bio and see, now this person interests me. Go to their IG or their Twitter and see what kind of posts they have. And I may send them a message. Hey, I DM them. I'm in a Clubhouse room with you. Love your bio. Love what your Instagram looks like. Can we connect? I would love to have you as a guest on my podcast. Different things like that. So those are all different ways to network on Clubhouse. Is it monetizable? Yes, it is. Again, as a group, each Thursday, we come away with what is our intention each week that we meet. So our goal in the end is what we plan to do. We're working on that now because we plan to have a place where people can now use our services if they would like to. And you do that, you network in Clubhouse by providing value first. People see that, oh, this person is valuable in what they're offering. I like that you connect in a way that's, without sipping tea or sitting down having a cocktail together. It's genuinely just audio. You're connecting. They can write anything, but when you hear how people moderate a room, hear how people connect with the audience, I usually moderate the room. And as I moderate, my goal as a moderator is to keep the conversation flowing. That's the number one thing, is to make sure I'm listening to the moderators and make sure I call on the right people or make sure the right people speak at the right time. Because out of those 6 people, we have about 3 that are like me, very vocal. We speak up, and then we have 3 that are a little shyer. And they don't speak as loud. They'll kind of blend into the conversation and they'll never get their chance to speak. So my job as a moderator, so they can experience a networking and people can hear what value they bring, is to make sure that, like today, one of them, she just never unmuted herself. And I was like, now, you know what? I think Miss Charlene has something to say. She has 40 years of experience as an entrepreneur. I see you have not unmuted, but I know you've got plenty to say. And she appreciated that so much. She unmuted herself, and that kind of gave her the confidence of, let me go ahead and speak now. Let me go ahead and say what I was going to say and speak up. And it was the most profound thing. So I just love, as part of my network, and I'm also drawing closer to these women on this panel that I'm with, because our businesses are getting stronger. We're trusting each other more. We're supporting each other more. And our audiences are seeing, like my audience is seeing these other 5 women's Instagram pages and Twitter pages and on Clubhouse. And they're like, ooh, I could use them in my services, or I could refer them to somebody. I'm going to follow them and engage with them and help with their engagement. So, those are, excuse me. Sorry, wet my whistle a little bit. But those are different ways to network on Clubhouse. It's not just with the people in Clubhouse. If you're on a panel, you're networking with the people on the panel as well. You're networking with your audience. You're networking with the people on the stage that asked the question. One young lady got on today and asked a question, and her background is in Pinterest. That's all she does is social media management of Pinterest. And I'm like, I got Pinterest. It does okay. I can only imagine if I had someone who actually knew what they were doing, to manage it for me and help me out. She was on the stage asking the question. She wasn't talking about her business, but as the moderator, before people come up on the stage, I've gone through everybody's bio, looked at your Instagram, looked at your TikTok, and looked at your everything, because I want to know who you are. I've clicked your links in your bio and your Instagram. You don't want the wrong people on the stage. You don't want people up there that are going to totally tear your room up and say really off the wall things. So that is one thing that I would suggest. As a moderator, always have control of your room. Make sure everyone is able to network and understands networking, and you keep the flow going, because you want to walk away from there. Part of networking is people know that you are a business professional. People know that what they came to that room for, they walked away with. So when I moderate rooms, I want to make sure that if the topic is Q&A, top 3 stressors, I forget what the topic was, but how to manage stress as an entrepreneur, you're going to come to that room for whatever reason you came with, either to add value or to ask a question, and you're going to leave with an answer or some kind of suggestion. So, hey, Barry. Yeah, so you're going to come and leave with that topic answer. You're going to come into that room and know what the topic is. So, and I'll keep it moving, to make sure the conversations continue to flow. Like we had somebody get on stage, they kept having internet issues, so they couldn't unmute themselves. So I just, made sure I gave them a chance, but then I just went on and moved on to the next person, because you want the time to flow. And we told everybody our room was going to be 1 hour. Our rooms are only 1 hour long because we have other things to do. I can only sit and listen to a lot of rooms for just about 30 minutes to an hour. So an hour was good enough, and at least people wanting more. That's the other thing. At least people wanting more. So an hour was good. And that's what we did. That was the amazing thing. And people were like, at an hour, they were like, oh yeah, we'll be back. So part of networking, again, I just want to share on Clubhouse, is adding value, going into rooms that are not always the huge rooms. That is the biggest way to network, is go into rooms that are kind of the smaller rooms, maybe like 5 or 10 people. And sometimes even just you and the moderator. I've been in rooms like that, and I've gotten really good, connections and value from it. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you all for joining my live. One thing I do want to end off with, if you look at my post, I think it was last night. Yeah. I have jumped out on there and applied for a FedEx grant for businesses. So I am asking for votes. If you can support me. I have my video inside of my YouTube there. You can click it and look at it. And if you would like to vote for me, you can. I'd appreciate it. And you guys have a great evening. See you next week. Have a good one.